Hey everyone, we're back for round two of this Vintage Masters draft. We are on the draw this game, and we would not like to mulligan. It could be a potentially interesting game because we have the burning of Zinyi. So, opponent's cycle is Loma Sandbar. Okay, our opponent's not doing too much, but that's okay. Neither are we. I think I'll probably end up cycling this Radiant's Judgment here. If our opponent's blue-black and has a Provoking Sorcerer, I think they might be on Storm. And if that's the case, then Radiant's Judgment is not going to do anything. I mean, there's no... I'm not sure if they're on Storm or anything, but... Okay, Owl Familiar. I think they're on... It depends on what they discard, right? But, okay, yeah, our opponent seems like they're definitely on Storm. The first Vintage Masters draft I did, I tried to force Storm, and it didn't happen for me. We'll kill this guy. We don't want him to get too much filtering in. Oh wow. Our opponent has all the obsessive searches, so it's a lot of value. Basically the plan is to hope he can't go off very quickly. And burning of Zinyi away his all of his lands. Yeah, so next turn we will... Well, we'll see what he does. He's going to Mana War our Griffin. So he's taking his time. That's fine. Is he going to get in for the 1 damage? He's not. It's interesting. I feel like I probably still like getting in for the damage. Because, well, I mean, if you have the Tendrils kill, then it might come down to 2 damage, you know? It's got the Deep Analysis, alright. It's unfortunate that burning here doesn't actually do a lot for us, in terms of, like, it destroys all of our lands. Okay. I feel like the problem here is that he has 7 cards in hand. There's like a really good possibility that he's able to go off next turn. And if he's able to go off next turn, then we're just dead. I'm like casting this just like when you have no board advantage at all seems pretty horrible. But I also don't want to get a Yeah, I have no idea. I guess I can just hope that he doesn't do anything. I mean, it doesn't look like we have a lot of pressure, so... With a Parallax Wave. We'll attack. Alright. Like I said, I think it's probably pretty good... pretty good chance that our opponent's just going to just go off this turn. But maybe not. Like I said, it seems like, you know, he has infinite amount of time to kind of just dirtle around because we're kind of like a slow red-white deck. Alright. We'll paralyze our guy. Okay, well, I'll just do this now then. Alright, yeah, we definitely need to cast the Burning next turn. He has 7 cards, he has 6 lands. Or he does go for the attack here, so. We have a lot of dead cards against a Storm deck. And once again, I'm not entirely sure. I can't imagine there's any other situation where you would okay. I wish I could cast Gustful Carrier here. But 6. No, I cannot. So short target 4 lands you control. Target opponent. Okay, I was like, wait a second, was I reading this wrong? I probably should have played the 2, 3, 4. Choose a card. Four lands you control, then target opponent controls. That deals 4 damage to each creature. Choose a card? I don't understand what's happening. I picked 4 lands. He picks 4 lands. Alright. Well, that should at least set our opponent back a little bit. Next turn we play Gustful Carrier. We'll eventually get our other guy back. We have Chain Lightning. Might do something. Like I said, it felt like kind of a weird play. But I wanted to make sure that they weren't going to be able to go off at that point. So... Alright, we'll just play the Gustful Carrier here. Alright, so it doesn't look like he has the black up to regenerate his guy, which is cool, because we will very happily Spark Spray it. It's possible I should have just cast this. He has Counterspell up, so that's something to consider, but... Counterspell mana up, should I say. Next turn, if we hit a land, we'll play Goblin Settler. Though it's actually kind of interesting because normally you just snap the land they have less of. Once again, maybe I should have just targeted my Gust Cloak. But if he's relying on High Tide to win, then I'd almost rather just run Island. Alright, let's see. We will attack. He's going to Choking Tethers our guy, probably. Okay. But if he is short on black sources, then I'd like to prevent any Dark Ritual kind of shenanigans as well. We're going to destroy the Baron more, but I'm not sure whether it's right or not. We have a couple flyers coming back this following turn, so... Our opponent still isn't under a ton of pressure to go off, so it's worth noting. Okay, get that back. Another choking tethers, huh? Jeez. Alright, well, we will definitely try to offer up our Goblin Settler for a trade. I'm not too worried about that. Choose attackers. Attacking. Oh, this just came into play. Wow. Yep, that's how that works. We have 5 damage in our hand, so that's could be relevant. This game seems like it could be close, but I don't really know. Alright, we will try to attack. Alright, we did not get choking tethers that time. We'll play a land, and we'll pass. Like I said, our opponent's not doing too much of anything, so... We are at 20 cards, though, so... he might just be short, like, his kill condition. He might have, like, turnabouts and high tides or dark rituals, but just not have a way to actually kill us. Huh. Do we kindle his guy end the turn? I think we do. We haven't used Karavik's Torch yet, so it's possible that might be something we want to do next turn. Alright, we're going to put our opponent in a position where they basically need to go off next turn. I will cycle this Renewed Faith now. I'm not sure whether that's the correct play or not. But I just want to see what our options are. Okay, cool. So our opponent really needs to go off this turn. So we'll see what they do. Alright, they're casting the Cavalry Ritual, so they're at least trying to go off. Alright, yep. They're doing it. They're doing something. It's too bad Karavik's Torch is not an instant. Yeah, well, we'd still be one short of killing him anyway, but turnabout here maybe? Yeah, there's turnabout. Brainstorm, okay. Alright. Oh, our opponent has one card, just a couple cards in his or her library, so it seems like they definitely have what they need at this point. But we'll make them go through the motions. Yep. Brain freeze and then another brain freeze. Here, we'll just F6. Let him brain freeze it out. Alright, he has another brain freeze, so we'll concede the game. Alright. So, it was an interesting game against Storm, though. It felt like we were pretty close. I mean, we were pretty close to winning. We will bring in this Gilded Light for sure. And yeah, we don't have a ton of stuff to bring in against them, unfortunately. The question is what we want to get rid of. I think it's probably Exile. It's either Exile or Afterlife. At least, like with the Radiance Judgment, at least it cycles. Spark Spray cycles. Most of the other cards can deal some sort of direct damage, so yeah, I mean, our deck really doesn't seem like it's built to beat Do we want to keep this hand? I have no idea. It's not a great hand by any stretch. Terrace Faithful doesn't do a whole ton. Afterlife is a removal spell that's going to be basically dead. Can't play Gusco Carrier. Yeah, I think we're going to mulligan this. I don't think I want to mulligan this one, though. Alright. The question here is, how gutsy do we want to get? Do we want to cycle... I want to cycle this Forgotten Cave. Turn 1. We really want to ensure that we can draw the Gilded Light this game, because that's going to be basically how we don't lose. Our opponent could have plenty of stuff to still punish us, but I think we'll Mountain Cycles now. Mountain. Okay. Of course. We will F6. We will kill this immediately so he gets no value out of it. Cycle. 1 damage. Yeah. Feels good. Play at Plains. We'll F6. I don't want to cycle this Chartooth Cougar because it seems like it might actually be a reasonable play. Okay. Here's the question. Do we kill this now? Potentially. Or do we save our Spark Spray? Or do we cycle our Spark Spray? Just don't know. I want to kill it. I don't know if that's right. It might be totally wrong. But if our plan is to get through on the ground with Chartooth Cougar and stuff like that, then we didn't see any counterspells from our opponent game 1. Not sure whether they have any now. We did see about 1 million Choking Tethers though, so there's that. Oh, okay. Alright, I guess we saw that too. Alright, we'll just jam the Chartooth Cougar again. He does have a counterspell. Alright. It's pretty good. Alright. Our opponent's got a clock on us. I also didn't see Tendrils that game either. I'm not sure whether they just don't play it or what the deal is, but here we're gonna cycle this Renewed Faith now. Kind of see what our options are. Yeah, let's use that ability. Okay. We'll play a Nismoon Griffin. And if he attacks, I would totally trade with Mana War to get back my Chartooth Cougar. Even if he has a lot of ground guys, just the ability to swing in for like a lot of damage at once, so we can Parallax Wave whatever ground creatures he has, and then get in for, 8 or something. Opponent's tanking hard about whether they want to let this one resolve or not. And he does. Or they do, sorry. And we'll F6. Okay. We play Jareth here, which I think is what we want to do. Against a deck like this, we basically just have to run out our threats as soon as we can. But it sucks that that he can repel it, or I mean, I also didn't see any expunges or anything like that, so you know, that sucks that he can counter it or kill it, but we got to put a clock on him. We can't just let him dirtle around forever, otherwise he very clearly wins this game. Okay. So we'll go to attacks. See what he does. I assume that, you know, he has some kind of choking tethers thing. Alright, those will be our attackers. Give him pro blue. Alright. We're gonna play the Terrace Faithful here. It's not a good card, but you know, anything we can do to put any pressure on him at all, even if it's just 1 damage. I mean, that might be the difference between the winning and losing. So. Alright, we're going to play Parallax Wave here. And we will exile his guy. And then we'll try to go to attacks and see what happens. Alright, so there's a possibility here that he has Repel. And the question is whether I make him use the Repel. I actually don't think I do. I'll let him tap my creature. I mean, it's possible that, you know, that was just the bluff of the year. But you know, that's the way it goes. All right. Well, we should try to kill our opponent this turn. That should be the play. Cycle this. All right. All right. See what happens. All right. Now we will go to attacks. And now I have, you know, a ton of white mana open, so I will give him protection from blue all day. Huh. For blue. I don't know why the card looks to be black. It's kind of a weird... But I'll give him pro black as well. Yeah, that's... right? Is that weird? Do all the effects just look like that? I don't know. Okay, just gonna put this on top. Do we want to draw it again? Or do I just Parallax Wave it? That is the question. I think we're gonna Parallax Wave it. It's unfortunate that we are 1 mana short of or 1 life short of killing him. That's alright, though. He's got to win this turn. It's a good possibility that happens, though. I mean, he'll have 5 cards, and, sorry, They will have 5 cards. Is it a turnabout? Yep. They're going for it. Perhaps I should have chain lightninged him, just so he couldn't flashback deep analysis. But you know, I wasn't really thinking about it because of the fact that he didn't have a deep analysis in his graveyard at the time. I suppose that's probably just something I should anticipate, though. Wow, there's a lot of obsessive searches. Our opponent does have a really good storm deck, though, so I'm not. You know, I'd prefer not to lose, obviously, but can't just F6. There might be some reason we want a Parallax Wave. How many spells have they played so far? So they played Owl Familiar, Obsessive, Frantic, Turnabout. So 4, 5. Yeah, it seems like we are probably dead. All right, yeah. I definitely should have chain lightninged him. It just wasn't something that was on my radar. Let's go to brainstorm. All right, it's going real deep. It'd be cool if it was going real deep, not to up his storm count, but because he didn't have the correct card. But that seems unlikely. Just the 2 brain freezes are the bottom 2 cards of his library. What a glorious day that would be. It's also interesting. I mean, you know, he's not really leaving up any counter magic to play around Gilded Light. Of course, we don't have Gilded Light, so we have it in our deck. I mean, just not in our hand, so it's not doing us any good here. Our opponent's got mana, so my 2 brain freeze are in the last 5 cards. Wow, that's insane. That I'm not sure what the probability of that is, but that's insane. Well, we will take our win on this game. Give him Pro Blue. Okay, wow. So we did see 1 counterspell from our opponent that game, but it's interesting. I wonder. I think we want to play this gamble, and to be able to gamble for Gilded Light, it seems a little bit sketchy. But Afterlife is a card that does nothing, so the fact that, you know, it might be relevant is better than having a card that's basically never relevant. All right. Do we want to keep this hand? It doesn't have red mana, so that's a thing. It does have the gamble, if we do get the red mana. I don't know. I don't know whether it's a keepable hand. We're on the draw. I'm going to keep it on the draw. I would not like to move it in. It's definitely not a great hand. We're not really putting any pressure on our opponent, but not like we have a ton of pressure on this deck anyway. Yep. I think I just almost skipped through my turn. That would have been pretty bad. We will Sightless Renewed Fate at the end of his turn. It's got a million Owl Familiars. Okay. Man, those obsessive searches. It gets so good when you can discard it, like when Owl Familiar is basically like play it, draw 2. It's pretty powerful. Yeah, we'll take the 1 damage. And then recoup that back and cycle this. Hopefully it's a mountain. We really do need a mountain. Okay, I mean, alright. Well, that's good. Alright. The question, when do we gamble? We want to gamble when we have the most amount of cards in our hand. Do we just gamble for Gilded Light right now? I mean, our opponent is Mesmeric Fiend, but we have both Spark Spray and Kindle to deal with it. But that would, I mean, we'd signal to our opponent that they need to play around it. Jeez, I have no idea. We're gonna do it though. Is there anything else we want? I'm just trying to think. Burning could be good. I mean, Burning seems really good this game with Spirit Mirror, but we need to get there and have it not be countered. I think we just take the Gilded Light. Alright. And we got rid of 8 planes, which is totally fine. And our opponent doesn't know what we gambled for, which is also pretty sweet. I mean, against my, you know, if I was the Storm opponent, I would probably assume that it was some way to interact with the Storm combo. So, question of whether to Mountain Cycle or Chartooth Cougar. We're still a little bit away from playing it. I think we want a Mountain Cycle. I want this mountain. Thanks. Okay. We'll assume our opponent can knock off this turn, and we'll play out a Spirit Mirror. It takes a little bit to actually go off with Storm, unless he really has just kind of crafted the perfect hand. Then again, our opponent could just get us with Owl Familiars, so... Okay. What is the play? I think we just pass the turn. Yeah, I mean... I don't really want to use any of these spells on Owl Familiar, even Spark Spray. They seem to be pretty raceable at this point. Yeah, we're gonna cycle the Spark Spray. We want more powerful cards. I like Parallax Wave. That's pretty good. I'm actually not sure how good Parallax Wave is here, but I think we just want to jam it. Yeah, may as well. We have a bunch of bird in our hand too, so it seems unlikely they're going to be able to get there with Owl Familiar. And we didn't see tendrils in either game, so it doesn't seem that likely they even have tendrils. I think we'll cycle this Spark Spray. Okay. Okay. I was thinking if it made sense to destroy it, like if you wouldn't draw a card, but that's not how that ability is worded. I think we will cycle Solar Blast at the end of the turn, kill one of his Owl Familiars. maybe just... This is interesting. Is he trying to bait us? I don't know. The fact that he wants to put us on 14 seems like he may actually have tendrils. Because you kind of want to put your opponent on an even number. Yeah, easy ability. Draw a card. Ooh, Goblin Settler, okay. That seems fine. I'm not entirely sure what I want to destroy. His blue sources are more important for sure. I think that's what I'm going to do. Once again, it seems a little bit silly since he has so much blue mana open. But with Parallax Wave, I may be able to blink the Goblin Settler and destroy another blue source. And be able to do something like prevent him from going off with Counterspell mana up. Which is definitely a thing. So... Alright. At some point I gotta play this Chartooth Cougar. I think now might be the time for it. I was just putting a little bit more pressure on my opponent. Alright. I think most counterspells just make you... it's just counterspell. Counter or target spell. There aren't a lot of like daze effects or any daze effects that I'm aware of. So I think playing this turn is okay. I still have mana open for Guild of Light, and if he goes off and is able to counter the Guild of Light, I mean, it doesn't seem like there's much I could do about it anyway. Alright, Frantic Search. Starting it off. I didn't see any High Tides at all in his deck. There's possibly you don't even really need them in this archetype. Alright. I mean, he's definitely going for it, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, I mean, I would love to just be able to get our opponent with a Gilded Light, but huh. I think we're gonna do this. Yeah, so our opponent didn't end up going off. Brain Freeze for 5. Yeah, so I suppose I have to give myself Shroud. Cast. It doesn't quite kill us, but sweet. We're also going to remove this last counter for Parallax Wave this turn, so we can just get to destroy one of his lands. Here, I don't know. I'm not sure if it matters at this point what kind of land I destroy. There's so many lands in play. I'll destroy a swamp now. I mean, our opponent could still go off, but having only 3 cards in hand, it's much less likely. I don't know whether I want to kill that guy at the end of turn. I suspect that I might want to kill it. I really don't want to be able for my opponent to dig into stuff, so I'm not sure if that's right, but he has a counterspell. Wow. All right. Wow. 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 All right. So we have it for 8 currently. All right, we're just gonna smash with everything for sure. See what happens. Yeah, he's worried about something else. So, yeah. And I will Caravex Torch my opponent for Xaxes here. Pretty sweet. Yep. It seemed like it was going to be a tough matchup, but having the Gilded Light we were able to get there, so. Pretty sweet for a an Astral Slide deck with no Astral Slides. Our opponent is very gracious, said good games, good luck next round. We'll thank them because they're awesome. Well, they left the game, but... Alright, so it looks like our next round is going to start in like 2 minutes.